Hi guys, it's Desi with Mystical Smiles Face Painting. You know, you used to see us guys at Glory Days all the time. We really miss you. But like I keep saying every time, when they do finally get the numbers low on the virus or we have a vaccination and things go back to normal, hopefully we will see you there again because we miss you guys. Till then, I know you're at home, so I'm teaching your parents some easy face painting that they can do for you at home, and maybe you can even learn. So a lot of us are wearing masks now. And the truth is, if I were doing an outside event, I would have a mask on and I would also have a plastic shield. And I would require you to have a mask because outside, when we paint, we are either not painting full faces anymore for a while, or if we do, we're going to paint from here up, or we're going to paint your arm. That doesn't mean I can't show you full faces. There are some tutorials I am doing full face, but that's only for your parents to do at home for the people that live with them. If they're doing your neighbors and friends, we have to learn how to do stuff above the mask. So I'm not going to make Kiara wears this mask. She's been kind of pretty much, with me all the time, so I'm not afraid of getting anything from her. So I'm going to have her take her mask off. But I'm going to design something above her mask, and then at the end, she'll put her mask on again so you can see it fits well. So we're going to do a Superman look, or it could be a Supergirl. So if you guys, and I know you do, pay attention to the comics, you know that there is an emblem for Superman. Now, obviously, Superman's a person. He doesn't wear a mask. So we can't do a mask, but we are going to do a symbol. And it's sort of like a half octagon. We're going to use yellow. It goes straight down and almost starts to form like, it's at an angle here. See? Forms a point in the middle, right? But it's straight on the sides. And then you're just going to paint this solid in. Solid in, solid in. So, and you know, there's different types of yellows you guys can use. Mine is looking a little green for some reason. That might be because I accidentally put another color in. So I'll try and lighten it a little bit with white. So you know that Superman has that yellow in the center. You're like, no he doesn't. Yes he does, because guess what, you guys? I know my superheroes. Okay? But Superman has the cape, right? He's got blue and he's got that big S that's in a red. So we're gonna do blue on the sides like this to sort of give the illusion that we have a cap or a mask for Superman, you know? Rosie, don't start. I have Rosie, my pet parrot, in the background, and she always likes to make noise when I'm trying to do something. Okay, so here we have blue. It's going to come straight. You're going to take your end of your brush, do an angle like this, and then do an angle coming in. Then we'll paint here. And there might be some hair there, but you know, so what? You get a little of this stuff in your hair. You gotta eventually take a shower, right? Again, you're taking the end. It's like you're drawing with it. Turn a little more. Making an angle, and then making an angle down. It's a point here. See? Turn a little bit more this way. And then you fill it in. Again, she's got little baby hair here. That's okay. We all got baby hair there. And then I'm going to turn you this way. I'm going to see if I'm doing these. Cool. So now I just have to add a little darker blue. And you know, Superman has a certain type of blue. We all know. Really cool. I just want to make sure I've got it the same distance. And we try the best we can to get it the same on both sides. But guess what? Sometimes some of us have one side of our face a little higher or an eye a little higher. That's perfectly normal. So we have the yellow part of the patch. We have the blue on the sides. Now this is where you are going to have to be careful in how you draw. So Mom and Dad, you're going to get a brush, and actually you can get one super thin or a little bit thicker. This one is actually a size 4. You can do that to kind of draw. You're going to take red. Oh my goodness, that one had black paint in it. I didn't realize it. So you're going to draw a straight line here, an angle here, another angle here, and then straight up. That is your perfect angle. And guess what? Now you have to draw one straight across. Now your line is not going to stay that thin. We will fill it in, but I just did that just so that you can get the general shape. Now I'm going to switch to one that's a little thicker. Because if I made a mistake in the line, then it's not as much for me to erase with a baby wipe. All right, so now I got a thicker brush. And I think this one would have been a size 5. Yep, size 5, I think. So now we do the line a little thicker. Go over it again, above the line that you did, a little thicker. And you can play with this. You can make it red, or you can make it a little more burgundy. That's fine too. Okay, so I'm going to go back again. Now you have to do that Superman S, right? So I always like to start with, this is the top of the S. And you're going to take it so it hasn't quite touched this part, see? Then you're going to come over here to this side and draw kind of like the top of the S, right? Then you're going to start to pull it around, but guess what? You're going to stop halfway. You have to bring that big center of the S in, and the bottom part is always going to leave this little corner untouched. And I'm not going to lie to you, this is a tricky S. So I might have to fill it in a little bit. Okay, here we go. So if you somehow, like I did, got this extra line, don't worry about it. As long as you get that S in there. Because guess what? We can always erase stuff with a baby wipe. So now you're going to fill in this S. And it's supposed to be red, but you know, Mom and Dad, if you want to start with a burgundy, you can do that too, because sometimes when you put red over another color, it might lighten. All right. Now just remember, Superman's S is not a straight S. It's actually more squatty and kind of chubby in the center, and it's got curl to it. Cool. So now that you've got your S, we're going to go back again. We're going to thicken the sides up. Remember, there's a space here. There's a little yellow here. Now, you know how I've got that little bit of red right there that we don't need? Not a problem. Because you can either take a baby wipe or you take a wet brush that's clean and you go like this. And you start to erase it. So what you're seeing underneath here is not red. I've taken the red away. It's her skin. I erased it. So all you do, you take a clean brush, pick up a little bit of that yellow again. Ooh, and you just fill it in. And it's going to dry, and it's going to match the rest once it's dry. So you've got a pretty good S in there. Now, are we done yet? No, because a comic book is very defined, and it's got contrast in it and deep color. So now we're going to take black, and we're going to make this cleaner. So on the outside of the red, you're going to make a thin line all around the outside of the red. And you may opt to do this with a dark blue. Sometimes if we have baby hair up here, it might be a little more difficult. Then you're going to take the dark line in the inside part of the red, but you're not going to, make sure you don't get it on the S. Okay. Now you have to define the S more. So you go around the outside of the S. See? And see where I told you to leave this little bit of yellow here, that little triangle? Now we'll go on the inside of the S. So it looks almost like the S is about to sit on that emblem. Kara's got a bunch of baby hair. Oh, so now you could take a black line and do the sides of the cat, but one of the things that I saw which looked really cool was to actually go over that with a white or a lighter color. So now we're going to turn her head. Now you outline this part. Pretty easy, right? Turn her this way. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, you want to make that S stick out a little bit. That same little bit of white, you're just going to do a little highlight there. One here. Okay, cool. So, to add a little more dimension to this, and it's not a full face, right? So you feel like you're getting cheated, but not really. So now what we're going to do, I have what's called BAM stencils. So these stencils are plastic and they're reusable. You set them up against the person, you pass the powder over, and it leaves a texture, another dimension. These can be purchased through Silly Farms Face Painting Supplies in Florida. We also have a distributor in Maryland that's called the Party Place, or actually it's called the Art Factory, and they're also a party place. They're in Richmond. So I'm going to use this powder paint, which is called Star Blends. And the reason why is when we're doing like real fancy smancy 2-3 dimensional stuff, we can use these powders over paint and shadow and highlight and create dimension. So I'm taking this blender. You never wet this. It is like a giant eyeshadow. You never wet it. And I'm going to pick, well, you can pick two different types. I'm going to show two different types. There's this, which could look like the crystals from, you know, the planet that Superman's family came from. or you can do this a little more that shows like a texture. So I'm going to show you both. So we're going to turn Kira's head that way. You place the stencil down and you just rub this over. And you can see that it's creating a texture there. Now I'm going to turn it this way and I'm going to show you the other one so you can see the difference in the texture. Turn it this way. So that adds a little more oomph to your design. Now, I like glitter. That's just me. If it's a girl, she's probably going to really like the glitter. Sometimes the guys don't mind it. And you get, this is called American Glitter Cream. And it actually is glitter that you can control with your fingers, and it sticks because there's like a wax to it, like a chapstick or something like that. And you can just go back and put a little bit of glitter on there. It's great for lips. It's great for, you know, putting around the eyes if you want, just to add a little special effect there. So there we have a really cool Superman look. You can open your eyes. Your mask, put your mask on. I think it's only fair we let her see herself.
Oh.
See?
Wow. See, Superman's my favorite.
Is
so,
it?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go, and that way, you know, your mask will not cover your design. You're still gonna look super cool. So that is one of our designs. And if you, once we post this link and Glory Day shares it, and I'm going to post it on my Mystical Smiles face painting page as well, you can go there and see the other tutorials.